support?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. There's a microphone for you if you need one as well.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we stand before you today. We are asking you to listen to the facts of this. And we've heard your verdict, and we are asking you to weigh the life of Johnathan Quiles. In doing this, we want you to keep in mind that Johnathan Quiles, although you have found him guilty of this act, does have certain redeeming factors. In doing this, we intend to show and bring forward several of his family members, as well as a psychologist, Dr. Jennifer Rohr. You will hear from his family that Johnathan Quiles was raised by his mother almost exclusively, as his father was not in his life. You will also, we believe the testimony you're going to hear today is that until you found him guilty, he had no prior criminal, any other criminal offenses. Johnathan Quiles was 33 at the time of this incident, of which you found him guilty of. Prior to that, he did use drugs and alcohol, mainly marijuana, but when he was a younger child, of which he was engaged in another sexual relationship at a young age, and as such, he quit school at a young age at 15. Since that time, he had 5 children. Up until his arrest, he was raising those children, taking care of all of them, and worked very hard. You're going to hear from both his aunts, his uncles, and his family members as to the type of person Johnathan Quiles is and will continue to be. Now, the state has brought up the aggravators. Again, ladies and gentlemen, you must find him or find those aggravators unanimously. In going through our mitigators that we intend to present, you only need to find a mitigator will outweigh their aggravator in order to find for life in prison. And each one of you can hold that individually. This is not a collective group. You can find your mitigators outweigh their aggravators, and in doing so, you can stand by and hold your abiding belief that death is not the only option. In doing so, the mitigators, again, more of which you will hear through the course of the day, we believe you're going to hear that since his arrest, that Johnathan Quiles has become a trustee at the jail, which is unheard of for somebody who has been accused of a crime of this nature. Not only is he a trustee, he has taken up religion. He reads the Bible to other inmates. He does and has provided to the elderly and the infirmed in the jail and takes care of them. And we believe that the testimony you're going to hear from Dr. Rohr is that although you have found him guilty of this, he can flourish in a controlled setting and provide to those others as such. That, in and of itself, we believe, as you hear these mitigating factors, can and should outweigh the death penalty. Life is always an option. He can be a productive member in a controlled setting and in this facility and provide to others who need assistance. Johnathan Quiles although he is in jail, has no cognitive or neuropsychological deficits. You've heard from his brother who testified here today through the course of the trial. You will hear from him again today as to why you should consider sparing his life and giving him life. The same person who testified in the guilt phase will testify again here in the penalty phase. Again, you will hear that Johnathan Quiles does have a loving relationship with his 5 children. And again, he's a dedicated and hard worker, and that since his arrest, he has no disciplinary reports. He has not gone out and sought more problems, more trouble. He is not fighting in the jail or creating or committing new crimes. That is, again, significant in and of itself. For somebody who's alleged to have committed a crime of murder and sexual battery, he is not going out seeking out new crimes or committing new crimes. At the end of the day, again, ladies and gentlemen, you are the trier of fact. Listen to the aggravators, listen to the mitigators, and keep in mind, one mitigator alone can outweigh their aggravators in your contemplation of sparing Johnathan Quiles' life. And at the conclusion of our testimony, we hope and believe that you come back with that of life in prison. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. State, you can call your first witness.